Welcome to Hida Takayama, a small town in the Japanese Alps famous for its well-preserved Edo-era streets, traditional craftsmanship, Hida beef and sake. This place is basically a time machine. The streets look almost exactly like they did during the Edo period when Takayama was a prosperous merchant town. And now I'm stepping into one of these beautiful preserved Edo houses.
So in all traditional guest houses and museums and temples in Japan, you're asked to take your shoes off.
These houses belong to wealthy merchants who sold everything from sake to miso. The architecture is simple yet elegant with dark wooden beams, sliding doors and tatami floors. Also, it's very cold in there because insulation was not a thing back then. What's really cool is that these houses were designed to be both a home and a shop, with a front area used for business and the back for living. It's basically the Edo version of working from home, except instead of a laptop you had barrels of sake. Takayama was known for its master carpenters who helped build the most famous Kyoto's temples. You can see the examples of the craftsmanship in the museum next to the traditional houses. This is Sakurayama Hachimangu Shrine, Takayama's main Shinto shrine that was built in the 4th century, which makes it older than most countries. Today, it was so peaceful, covered in fresh snow, and honestly felt like stepping into a samurai movie. One fun fact, did you know that this shrine has a connection to sumo wrestling? Back in Edo period, sumo matches were held here as a form of dedication.
So I was initially first going to try sakes first because there's multiple breweries, but since I had no food today other than a few snacks in the bus, I don't think it's a good idea to drink on empty stomach, so I'm going to have very early dinner at 3 p.m. and then just maybe snack on something later on in the evening. I'm going to try the local specialty, which is Hida beef. Hida beef is a type of Wagyu beef that is local to Hida Takayama region. It's really famous, so let's try it. Okay, I finally found a place that is open and looks actually really decent. What we have here is the local Takayama dish that is only available here, made of pickled cabbage over the egg with some bonito flakes on top. And this rice bowl in here is also grown locally in Takayama. How cool is that?
This is the Hida beef on holy with sweet miso and long onion.
Okay,
Please enjoy. Okay.
thank
Do
you.
you like grilled meat and
Okay,
mix and miso and long onion? Okay.
Okay.
And grilled. Only negi miso with rice.
Okay.
Very delicious. Of course, Hida beef very delicious. Ne?
so here we have Hida beef. It's grilled on top of the magnolia leaf. It's served only with green onion and miso sauce. As the owner said, that's the way it's traditionally eaten here. No other toppings, just rice, miso sauce, and green onion. Okay, while the meat is grilling, let's try the napa cabbage, pickled napa cabbage with egg. Tastes a bit like kimchi, but it's a bit less fermented. Really, really delicious. Okay, I think the beef is ready now. I like it more rare, so let's mix it up. Okay, let's try the Hida beef. I mixed it with miso paste and green onion, just like the owner suggested. Let's try it. Oh wow. So rich in flavor. It's really very delicious.
Takayama is famous for its sake, thanks to its cold climate and pure mountain water. There are multiple breweries in town, and you can tell them apart by the sugidama, a big ball of cedar leaves hanging outside. When the leaves turn brown, it means the sake is ready.
I'm going to be trying sake with fresh orange pulp. That sounded really interesting. And I also got a little welcome drink here, which according to the description is highly complex but lightly sweet sake. Trying the welcome drink first. Oh, it's nice. Probably not my flavor profile though. A bit too spirit-like, but objectively it's delicious, just not my thing. Okay, now let's try the one I actually selected. You can see the pulp on top, which is interesting. Oh wow, it actually doesn't even taste of alcohol. It tastes like the pure sweet orange juice with tiny bit of warming up in your throat, which has some liquor in it, but it's really easy. I'm trying this Hida beef skewer. It's barbecued. It's so juicy. Oh shit, it's dripping all over my jacket. So buttery. Tastes like pure butter. Amazing. What you do if your hands are dirty from eating a skewer, you dip them in snow. That's the only thing I can do.
Tonight I'm staying in a Ryokan, a traditional Japanese inn with a history dating back over 1,000 years. The first Ryokans were built along ancient travel routes, offering rest to weary samurai, merchants and pilgrims. The traditional design features tatami mat floors, sliding shoddy doors, and open-air baths. Many Ryokans are famous for their onsens, which are hot spring baths. The one I'm staying at doesn't have it, but it still has a lovely, beautifully designed traditional furo, which is a bathing room where you can still soak and relax in a deep wooden tub. Ryokans are deeply rooted in omotenashi, the Japanese philosophy of hospitality. The idea is that every guest's needs should be anticipated and met with warmth without expecting anything in return. This goes beyond service. Everything from the room's layout to the tea you are served upon arrival is meant to create a feeling of comfort and harmony. I definitely felt that when staying in the Ryokan.
This is amazing Japanese amino acids facial mask that I'm putting on right now to rejuvenate after a few days in the cold air and spending all days outside. It's much needed for my skin. So after a few really busy days in Tokyo, when I not only saw quite a bit of a city itself, but I also did multiple day trips or half-day trips. I went to see Mount Fuji, I went to Yokohama, I went to Kamakura, I went to Kawagoe, I went to Nikko. Today, after I arrived to Takayama, I walked around for about 4 hours, saw the old buildings, visited the shrine, had an amazing dinner with Hida beef and some sake tasting. I decided to get back to traditional guest house at which I'm staying a bit earlier. I came back at 5 and then took an amazing 30-minute bath in a private onsen, which was what my body needed and what I generally needed, just like a quiet time. Now I'm sitting with a face mask on, enjoying some nicely brewed tea, and I'm going to work on some videos, but the rest evening was much needed. And also, one side note, if you have tattoos, like I do, I have a lot of tattoos, my whole back, my stomach, my leg, my arms, my hand. It's really hard to find an onsen in Japan that is public and allows people with tattoos. I know both exist, but the most popular ones and the most highly rated ones unfortunately don't allow people with tattoos in. So when looking for a traditional guest house, I was looking for one with a private onsen that you can just lock yourself in and just enjoy a whole bath to yourself, because this way you can have an onsen experience even if you have tattoos. So that's what I did today, and my body is grateful.
In the morning, I'm going to have a Kaiseki breakfast, which is basically a multi-course meal where every dish looks like it belongs in an art museum.
In Japan. Here we have miso soup, greens with bonito flakes, pickled cabbage, pickled plum tofu, local rice, some vegetables, matcha tea, mackerel, seaweed with soy sauce, apple, Hida beef over magnolia leaf with some miso paste in it. And then there's also an egg in here. really good. Egg yolk. And then it would be delicious over rice and beef. Oh yeah. Let's look at this. Let's mix it in. Okay, I think that's exactly what the beef needed. It's really intense in flavors. I think the egg will complement it perfectly. Okay, now it's really good.
I'm back in Takayama for the afternoon because I spent the morning getting lost in a snowstorm in Shirakawa-go. One more fun fact about Takayama. It used to be so independent that even the Tokugawa shogunate, which was the ruling government, had to step in and take direct control. Why? Because Takayama was rich. And if history has taught us anything, it's that rich places tend to attract a lot of interest from powerful people. The streets here are ridiculously charming, lined with tiny restaurants and shops selling local crafts, snacks, and sake.
Oh wow, this one's actually probably the best one I had in Japan so far, the best bun. The flavor is so intense. You can taste the miso, the caramelized leek, and the rice inside gives such a nice texture. This one's a bomb. This one's one of the cheapest ones I got, and one of the best ones.
These little guys are called Sarubobo dolls, traditional lucky charms for this region. Sarubobo literally means baby monkey, and they were originally made by grandmothers for their grandchildren. The red color is supposed to bring happiness and protection. Legend says that they also bring good luck and relationships, which is why you will see them everywhere. If you don't have a love life, don't worry, Sarubobo got you covered.
I've been just strolling around the old wooden houses street and just browsing all the souvenirs. Didn't really buy anything except for one magnet, but it's just nice to browse and see what they have. Mostly not that crazy good, but the funny thing is that even things that look cheap here, like plasticky, they still made in Japan, not in China, which is very cool.
This is Hida Kokubunji Temple, the oldest temple in Takayama with a history stretching back to the 8th century. It was originally commissioned by Emperor Shomu in 746 AD as a part of nationwide effort to spread Buddhism across Japan. During this period, the imperial government ordered the construction of provincial temples, kokubunji, in every region, making this temple one of the most important religious and cultural sites in Hida.
I love seeing all these little guys hiding in different places, like in the tree trunk.
The temple grounds feature a stunning 3-story pagoda, an architectural rarity in this region. People also leave Sarubobo dolls here for good luck, particularly for wishes related to health, relationships, and prosperity. If you ever see dozens of small red dolls tied around the temple, now you know why. They are tiny symbols of people's hopes and prayers left behind over generations. When waiting for the restaurant serving gyozas to open, I decided to try local beer. It was just okay. At night, Takayama gets even cozier. The lantern glow, the snow muffles all the noise, and everything feels so magical.
Okay, so the gyozas were generally good. I would say a tiny bit overrated. The chicken skin ones were really unique because instead of a traditional gyoza wrap, they used chicken skins, which was like crispy, and then chicken meat was stuffed inside. That was really unique. Could be a tiny bit more crispy for me because two of them were crispy, the other three were just so-so. The beef one was good. It was just a bit overwhelmed with a lot of miso paste in my opinion, so I couldn't really taste the flavor of beef, so that's my only thing with them. Generally very good, solid gyozas. So I'm now enjoying this beer back in my Ryokan. It's actually really good. You can taste the mild rice flavor. It's kind of almost like earthly, but at the same time very refreshing and mellow. Really good. Very nice beer.
Before heading to Kyoto, I'm having one last Kaiseki breakfast, and this time it comes with grilled tofu, perfectly cooked salmon, and delicate Japanese omelette, tamagoyaki. Every dish is carefully prepared to highlight seasonal ingredients, and just like yesterday, it feels more like an art exhibit than a meal. A pretty delicious way to start the day. Now, it's time to catch my bus to Kyoto. 2 days in Takayama went by fast, but this town has a way of making you slow down and appreciate the little things, whether it's the quiet beauty of snow-covered streets or the warmth of a cup of freshly brewed sake.